friends. Welcome to Story Time. Today we're going to read a selection of poems by Shel Silverstein from his book, A Light in the Attic. Our first poem is called 8 Balloons. 8 balloons, no one was buyin', all broke loose one afternoon. 8 balloons with strings a-flyin', free to do what they wanted to. One flew up to touch the sun. Pop! One thought highways might be fun. Pop! One took a nap in a cactus pile. Pop! One stayed to play with a careless child. Pop! One tried to taste some bacon fryin'. Pop! One fell in love with a porcupine. Pop! One looked close in a crocodile's mouth. Pop! One sat around till his air flew out. 8 balloons, no one was buyin'. They broke loose and away they flew. Free to float and free to fly and free to pop where they wanted to. Let's read Bear in There. There's a polar bear in our frigid air. He likes it 'cause it's cold in there. With his seat in the meat and his face in the fish and his big hairy paws in the buttery dish. He's nibbling the noodles. He's munching the rice. He's slurping the soda. He's licking the ice, and he lets out a roar if you open the door, and it gives me a scare to know he's in there, that polary bear in our frigidy dare. How about this one? It's called Rock and Roll Band. If we were a rock and roll band, we'd travel all over the land. We'd play and we'd sing and wear spangly things if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band and we were up there on the stand, the people would hear us and love us and cheer us. If we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, then we'd have 1,000,000 fans. We'd giggle and laugh and sign autographs if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, the people would all kiss our hands. We'd be millionaires and have extra long hair if we were a rock and roll band. We aren't no rock and roll band. We're just 7 kids in the sand with homemade guitars and pails and jars and drums of potato chip cans. Just 7 kids in the sands, talking and waving our hands and dreaming and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be grand if we were a rock and roll band? Bet you could make some great music today. How about this one called Picture Puzzle Piece? One picture puzzle piece lying on the sidewalk. one picture puzzle piece soaking in the rain. It might be a button of blue on the coat of the woman who lived in the shoe. It might be a magical bean or a fold in the red velvet robe of a queen. It might be one little bite of the apple her stepmother gave to Snow White. It might be the veil of a bride or a bottle with some genie inside. It might be a tiny tuft of hair or the big bouncy bellow of Bobo the bear. It might be a bit of the cloak of the Witch of the West as she melted to smoke. It might be a shadowy trace of a tear that runs down an angel's face. Nothing has more possibilities than one old wet picture puzzle piece. We have one more today. It's called How Many, How Much? How many slams in an old screen door? Depends how loud you shut it. How many slices in a bread? Depends how thin you cut it. How much good inside a day? Depends how good you live them. How much love inside a friend? Depends how much you give them. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye.